moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President Bouakai only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President, we have to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is. It's something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I will praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political noise. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people. Yes, he could have done that. When President Bouakai parties from all over the world, he said to me, he said, Amanda, 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 Amanda. Distinguished leaders of the coalition for democratic change, we have assembled here today, and on behalf of the indomitable coalition for democratic change, on behalf of our political leader, His Excellency President George Manneh Weah, and the entire leadership of the coalition, to bring you salutations and to deliver a brutal product to the sonar of lies and deception. This rebuttal is anchored on a commitment to country rather than politics. Fellow Liberians, the Coalition for Democratic Change, the CDC, speaks today out of duty to country, not convenience of politics. President Joseph Nimon Bouakai told his State of the Nation address from resolve to result, building on progress and delivery on the President's promises. The question today is, building on whose progress? Whose progress is the Unity Party and President Joseph Bouakai building on? Because in the last 2 years, the Unity Party government has failed to acknowledge a single accomplishment of the CDC administration under His Excellency President George Manneh Weah. And so today, we have come to ask, on which foundation, on whose progress are you making progress? President Bouakai himself admits an approach we have deliberately built on the progress already made. That progress did not come from a vacuum. It was built under the CDC and President George Manneh Weah through infrastructure development, electricity expansion, education access, healthcare upgrades, regional partnership, and macroeconomic stabilization achieved through difficult global conditions. Liberia must build on progress. What we get is the political deception of pretending that the foundation was not built by the CDC, while at the same time repackaging inherited work as rescue achievement and sold to a struggling population as something new on the so-called arrest agenda. Even more troubling, President Baka increasingly contradicts himself in the public. Recently, on EFBC radio, President Baka stated that the Mano Union was paying for the 10 million project in Foya. Today, President Baka says the government of Liberia is paying. This statement cannot be true. This statement both cannot be true. The government of Liberia cannot be paying for the 10 million project in Foya, while at the same time the Mano Union is paying for the project. This is a blatant contradiction. It speaks to the volume of the excesses I will continue to document against this government. Which one should Liberians believe? Why is the president giving conflicting and misleading information to the public? Leadership of any country, including our country, Liberia, requires clarity, consistency, and honesty, not confusion and inconsistencies, as with the Foya project and the many policies of the Baka regime. The CDC reporter to the 2026 SONA shifts away from rescue slogans and examines the actual outcomes of the affairs that affect the bread and butter issues of the Liberian people. We will measure the government by the conditions of household, the security of institutions, the durability of services, and on these, the rescue mission has fallen short and has become a great excuse mission. The economic statistics of the SONA that involve Ladogu. President Baka boasts of growth figures, reserves, and record domestic revenue. But CDC reminds Liberians of an important truth. Every government since the return of democratic rule has expanded the revenue envelope through consumption, taxation policies, and improved collection systems. Hence, rising revenue alone is not evidence of a secular governance, especially through higher taxation. But how such revenue is utilized for the improvement of the livelihood of the downtrodden people should be the cornerstone of every macroeconomic policy. The real test is whether revenue translates into relief. Today, behind every statistic is a struggling household in the country. Today, behind every economic statistic that is presented is a struggling household. Civil servants, market women, students, motorcyclists, graduates live on constant economic anxiety. Prices remain high, jobs are scarce, and purchasing powers are weak. If the economy were truly improving in people's lives, Liberians would not be debating survival every single day in this country. President Baka also claims that 70,000 youth have been employed. That's clearly in which countries are these jobs? Where are the employment centers? Where are the payrolls? Where are the beneficiaries? Because across the country, graduates roam the streets for years without work. Families support educated children with no income. And young people are forced into informal survival instead of dignified employment. Last year, President Boakai promised 10,000 youth retrieving information and communication technology (ICT). This year, by the president's own admission, only about 1,000 have been trained. That is a 90% failure of the 10,000. This is not opposition reference. This is the simple arithmetic. 1,000 out of 10,000 is 10% of 10,000. Is the president still campaigning while he presents the state of the nation of our country? Even more contradictory to the president's claims of cooperation was the flagrant interference. The flagrant interference with ECOWAS's appointment of Liberia's former foreign minister, Ambassador D. Marvel Sankebeya Sr., who was appointed by ECOWAS to the Republic of Sierra Leone. That appointment was obstructed and interfered with. The flagrant violation of the Liberian Constitution that guarantees the right of citizens to employment. This action on part of the government of Liberia, under President Boakai, is a clear indication of political persecution against perceived political enemies.
So kindly hit for us the share button, fellow Liberians. You can share with friends, share with family members, and let's all of us get ready to have a very wonderful time. We are trying to situate ourselves and, put everything in order so that we can give you the best from today's presentation. So again, you can join us, hit the share button. You can share in as many chat rooms as you can share in, as we are also doing. So within the next 2 minutes, we will begin our discussion. We just want to make sure that we share and then we begin our discussion. So please help us share with others and tag as many persons as you can tag. Thank you so very kindly, and let's share so that we can all get ready.
Betrayal of the Liberian people and the Liberian Constitution. So we can't the issue of the rural red race, rebranding and broken campaign promises. President Boakai repeats that roads are the priority, saying they are not slogan for a commitment. Yet, Liberians remember a much larger pledge from President Boakai to the campaign. No car will get stuck in the mud in 100 days. Was that promise deliberate deception, or is the rescue government simply unable to execute basic road maintenance, even with the availability of $22 million in the first 6 months of the Boakai administration? Because rural Liberia still experiencing impassable roads during the rainy season, isolation during emergencies, and transport costs that punish farmers and traders. Many of the roads work have been politically advertised, were already contracted, finance design, or initiated on the city government. Rebranding inherited projects does not change the life, reality, the lived reality of communities still cut off.
All right, so fellow Liberians home and abroad, as usual, we see this as a privilege for us to be on here, and we want to use this time to welcome each and every one of you under the Palava Hut. Today is going to be a very wonderful, encounter, a very wonderful time. So we just want to say welcome to all of you. Let's go as we welcome some of our people who have joined us behind the saying, we want to say welcome to all. And those of you who are sharing, we want to say thank you. Let's go ahead as we welcome some of our people here with us. We want to welcome Pauline Titi Brown. Thank you so much, Pauline Titi Brown. We want to welcome Tina Cooper. Thank you for joining us. We want to welcome the Director of Research, Honorable Tubazi Christopher Water Tubazi. You are highly welcome. Fumba O Kenya, you are welcome. Thank you so much joining us there from Grand Cape Mount County. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Command Clan, we want to say you're highly welcome, my brother. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We want to use this time to also welcome our own dependable J Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us. So, those of you who are joining us, we want to say thank you so very kindly. We've also been joined by our panelists here with us. We want to say welcome to Trokon. Brother Trokon, how are you, sir? Welcome.
Choko is on mute. He's on mute.
Oh, okay. Okay. He's on mute. Okay. So once he comes, he's going to get us. Let's go to the Honorable Dugayu. Honorable Dugayu, welcome, sir.
Well, thank you very much, my dear brother. I don't know why my video is blurring, but I'm here. You, I'm using a
Yeah,
background. I'm using different
yeah,
background.
we see in the background, but are you not seeing?
Yeah,
Otherwise, go.
yeah, no problem, no problem. So, maybe the extreme weather event maybe affecting my own camera also, but I'm here. Are you hearing me very clearly?
Loud and clear. We are getting you very loud and very clear.
Yeah. So, my dear brother, I'm happy to be on the show today. Who's calling? So, I'm happy to be on the show today, and as usual, we are here to 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 engage the lies, the deception, the dishonesty, the state of the lies address that were presented by Boaka will be unveiled. That is not the state of the nation. I'm begging you and begging everyone out there. We have recoined, retermed, and renamed that gathering as the state of the lies. It's no longer state of the nation. It's no longer state of the union. It's rather solar state of the lies. So the state of the lies, we are here to discuss it. And we are going to discuss it to the fullest. To the fullest. Let me give me.
We know that we are getting, some calls from the back. I mean, others are calling him, but that's how it is, especially with all of what is going on. Sometimes, you got to check on family members. They got to check on you. They want to find out what is going on with all of this weather situation that we have here. So bear with us. We will be in and we'll be out, but we promise that we're going to give you the best. Chokon, are you there? Okay, so we
Yeah, my brother.
no okay, yeah,
I'm sorry.
yes, sir.
I
Welcome
was
back.
just. Yep. No, that's fine. That's fine. Let's go into the conversation, bro. You lead the way. You lead the way. You lead the conversation, and we're going to follow.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Okay, so fellow Liberians, again, we want to say thank you all for joining us. As usual, we ask that you just hit for us the share button and let us all have a very, very wonderful time. So, Honorable you Joseph Numa Boyka on Monday deliver the solar, as you say,
Yeah, it's
and
a
I want to
solar.
believe that it is the solar. So Joseph Numa Boyka delivered the solar on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
But before we can even start to dissect it and then, put it under the political microscope to be able to, try to view it in a more defined and definite, in-depth manner,
Mm-hmm.
something very strange happened on that particular day. While the while Joseph Numa Boyka was reading his solar, it was already leaked out to the public. It was being shared on multiple platforms before he could even conclude with his solar. Is this something that is strange or it is usual? What
So,
do you have to say about this?
firstly, it's very strange in our political landscape. The president's speech at that level, before he releases it, it's a peak of secrecy. Only those exposed to the immediate circle of the presidency have access to those type of information. For our president, his speech, his third speech, which is the most important event of the year for him, because every year the constitution of our country requires that the president give the State of the Nation address covering the economy, income, and expenditure. That's the basic reason why, under the constitution, that the president goes to the legislature to report. Nothing is important than that. Maybe the second most important to that event is maybe inauguration also, but nothing is important than that. When you check the constitution, the most premium function of the president is State of the Nation address, because in the mind, in the wisdom, in the minds of the crafter, it is a moment the president has to discuss what he has done and what he hopes to do in the next year, discussing what he has achieved and giving hope based on what his plans are. For the president's speech to have been leaked, it tells you to what extent the state of our nation is vulnerable. That's the first security lapses about that. You have a security background, Mr. Prince Sharif, and you know what it means for key information that should be classified is leaked. So if Mr. Boyka's speech is leaked, it tells you that Mr. Boyka he's walking naked. He's walking naked, and that should concern all Liberians. We should be afraid. No one knows why drugs keep coming into the country, because if Boyka cannot control his surrounding, what power does he have to control the 176 border points that we have in our country? If he cannot control his surrounding, what power does he have to control the macroeconomic stability? Things that you have no control over. You have control over who is your security, who read your speech. Yet you have leakage. Right now on this show, we got a chat room. You know, with the chat room being in existence for quite a long period of time. Prince Shari, if you cannot control this show, if you cannot control that chat room, who are you? At least you get all number you can call us. Yeah, so who are you? So it's very strange. It's scary. It's scary for our country. And that should anywhere many Liberians should be afraid. It's a new normal in our country. Everything Boyka is doing is just strange, different. It tells us that all those 40 years in government, Boyka was not learning. Now I tend to believe Manaseri and respect her. Because after 12 years of her stewardship over Boyka learned nothing. A key reason why Manaseli refused to support him, because she knew he comes with nothing. He was visually empty. So to answer your question, what has happened with the president's statement being leaked is a substantiation, a validation of recklessness, group of confused people who have no agenda, group of careless people presiding over our state. And that should tell you to what extent this government is careless. Imagine if they're careless with their own speech. Are they careless about your well? Are they careful about your well-being? Are they careful about jobs? No. So that's just my initial reaction towards that statement.
Thank you so very kindly. Again, we want to say welcome to Choka. How are you, sir? Welcome.
Yes, I want to say thank you to our followers. Thanks to for you, you, Mr. Sherry, and everybody that is following. Even those of you that always make it your business to always share the show in different chat rooms, through different platforms, groups. I want to say thank you. It's a pleasure being here this evening.
Thank you so very kindly. So the question here is, before we can go in depth, is something very terrible happened. The speech of the president got leaked before he could even, leave the platform, or before he could even start reading the speech. It was already there. This guy just decided that while he is reading, let's just put it out. But according to information, that speech was leaked way before he could even mount the platform. Let's hear from you. Is this something that is strange? Is this something that is unusual? Or it's just usual from what you've seen, you've witnessed, even in institutions and in organizations? Let's hear from you, sir. What is your take on this?
So, I have now worked in government. I have good governmental experience. For there within my little organization, I call it little organization because the government is far bigger than what I control. At least I control over 10,000 young people in the country. Uh, so there's no way I will be going to a program and with the anticipation that I'm going to deliver a speech, and that speech will be ahead of me before I arrive. And that's just common logic. I don't have to work in government to know that. That's just common sense. So in my mind, I don't think, even though, like I said, I'm not working in government, but I don't think it should be so. But again, these are people that with experience. You know, the government came to power, they brag about doing everything. And so, trust me, they will find justification with that. And like they are always done. So they know it area, they know it all. So that means there will be a lot of excuses. So I think that is the first time I've seen that. Even me, when I go to program, my conversation or speech that I intend to deliver, you will not find it until it is delivered. So like I said, that's the first time I've seen that. But again, I'm not surprised to have a president that has proven beyond all reasonable doubt that he's sick. He's sick. I mean, he's not well. Mentally, he's not well. Taking everything into consideration, he don't even want to be a committee chairman. But that's what we got. And so we got to manage it for the next 3 years, some months. That's what we have. And we can do nothing about it. Like I said, this is what we are. So that would be my initial response.
Thank you so much. So, to just weigh in on this, fellow Liberians, nobody should be surprised why the president's speech was unleashed to the public before he could even mount the platform. And I'm going to give you instances where you must know, like following the footstep of Honorable Dogayu in his analysis, you must know that our nation is in its most risky period. Remember, this particular president went on an international media and informed the Liberian people that he was not aware when almost $10 million, $10 million taken from the Liberian people coffers to go and buy a place in Foya where he is coming from. A hunter in Foya. Even me, I'm from Grand Cape County. I can tell you in my area, I know what happening there right now as I'm speaking here. I got my man, they can call me and say, yeah, man, it won't happen here. Any BB activity, it won't happen. So I can tell you right now what is happening in Grand Cape County, in my area, not maybe in the entire country, but those major things that are happening, I can tell you. I'm from there, my family there, my people there, I will ask them. For Joseph Numa Boyka to tell the world, to tell you and myself, that he was not aware that somebody took $10 million, went to Foya, start bailing horse, start bailing, a level big, how you call compound. He came on platform and made you myself and said, oh, but I will not know, my people, why are you surprised that Joseph Numa Boyka will tell all that he's not aware that his speech is awesome? This is just to tell you that we are not safe in that country. You have somebody that have no control over what is happening around him. If this man will be unaware of even the ban that is even placed on him. Y'all remember some kind of story when he went to Bomi? When the people came and our usual traditional thing, usually as a big person, when you enter in the area, the people will sing, they will praise you. And by custom, by tradition, what you do, you give them cola. In other words, you take your hand, put it in your pocket. It has someone to lay $5 or $10, you give it to them. Y'all remember when Joseph Newman Boyka was there, when the people came were beating Joyce, yeah, like people, y'all let big into me when that mark on. You guys can remember? No, can you guys remember doing Joseph Newman Boyka Sona? Some of the things we'll go in it. Some of the things that was happening were even on that day. He didn't even know whether the people should sit down. So you want to tell me when you addressing people, they will stay for 1 hour, 30 minutes. If you're there for 1 hour, 30 minutes, they will be standing. Somebody got to but the people got to sit down. Tell the people, let them sit down now. To the extent that his own heart will move for it, he didn't even know that. Look, my people, we'll go into it. We'll go into it. But don't be surprised. Don't be strange. We are living in a time where the unusual has become the usual. The unusual has become the usual. Brace yourself and let's enter into this discussion. Honorable Dobayu, Joseph Newman Boyka's speech, is it just a copy and paste from the CDC achievement, or it is something that maybe they slipped the wrong paper in his hand to read, or it is an intentional act because they cannot undo what has been done by His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah? Or is it that this man is just a complete president that is completely absent from what is happening in Liberia? Let's hear from you, his speech.
Look, let me tell you, in a nutshell, Mr. Boyka's speech is a fairy tale. Mr. Boyka's speech is an insult to the intelligence of the Liberian people. Mr. Boyka's speech is a display of colossal dishonesty to the highest peak. This is because in his mind, the Liberian people are foolish. In his mind, we don't have our own sense to use. We are living on borrowed senses. So he says whatever he wants to say, and he thinks he cannot be checkmated. So, Mr. Boyka's speech is a speech of immorality that has no basic moral attachment. He does it with no regret. That's the most ridiculous part about that. So, Mr. Prince Sherry, let me tell you, a president who goes on EFBC less than 2 months ago, Mr. Joe Boyka was on EFBC. He told you, he told me, he told the Liberian people that a project you were just talking about in Foya, he said that project was a Manneh Weah Union project. He said when it started, that project started, it was not to his knowledge. It was like a gift. They tried shifting blame on the late Grace P, Sylvester Grace P. In less than 2 months, they seen old man goes to a state of the last address, the Solar, and tells the Liberian people that this is a project of the Liberian government. The only reason why he's saying that because he recognizes that his government is in deliverable deficit. When you go to Sona, the real essence is to present your project, the revenue collected, and what you spend it on. So Sona is intended to say, I collected 10 million the year, 10 million, I spent 9 million on development. These are the evidence. Since he's going to the Sona and he knows the constitutional requirement of Sona, and in similar vein, he doesn't have much to say. He doesn't have much to show until he reverted to a project that he told you and myself was built by Manneh Weah. Now he claims it as government project in order to justify where the money they collected have gone. So the first thing about Mr. Boyka's appearance, instead of honoring the constitutional requirement to give the State of the Nation address, he manufactures something new, different. Something that is antipodially juxtaposed to the reality of the day. He goes and lies. Sadly, we do not have a country of men. We have a country of jokers. In any serious democracy, the speaker will call that man to order because you're giving speech for a country that I'm living in. And you're talking as if to say we in Kosovo. We're all in Liberia. The moment he talks about 70,000 jobs, the moment he talks about, I think, 200 plus thousand school going case. And there are data library is among, I think, the 7 or 10 hundredth country in the world, and we are among the 10 most unhappy country in the world. Where in the world, right? Where in the world that you will be fighting poverty at that level and nobody sees it? Look, poverty, hunger, jobs, these are not things that you make public relation about. People feel it and they justify it. Now, Mr. Poker didn't stop there. Mr. Poker goes about, he says, uh he talks about another thing he talks about is the RTC. They said last year, so now he said every year 10,000 youth will be trained. None man was his own words. Quote him. Go back and listen. Yesterday, so now he made day before yesterday. He made a report that 1,000 Liberians have benefited by his own pledge, by his own promise, by his own pronouncement. He has failed by 90%. I'm a student of sociology. In sociology, there's something called the theory of sociological imagination. Sociological imagination says when you live in a society of 100%, out of the 100, 90 people employ, 10 people unemployed. Sociological imagination in our critique of society says you cannot blame the society. Blame the 10 people that are not employed because the society is able to cater, provide job and decent living opportunity for 90 out of the 100. Vice versa in this scenario, if you have a society of 100, out of the 100, you only got 10 employed, 90 unemployed. You will blame the society, you will blame the government, you will blame that community for failing to provide for majority of the people. Because majority, in a significant percentage, they are not feeding the nutrients of the state. In this scenario, my dear brother, Chokon and Prince, Bouaka, his promise to the Liberian people was that 10,000 youth every year will benefit from RTC, right? In computer, internet training, and skills. He reports this year that only 1,000. So what happened with the 9,000 plus? No report. No report.
Thank you.
So Bouaka's State of the Nation address is, a reservoir of lies, deceit, and dishonesty. The real thing that is happening in the state of the nation is in a state of gang raping. The state of the nation is in a state of acute sodomy, where young boys have been raped randomly everywhere, anyhow, by state actors. That is the state of our nation. The state of our nation is acute and mass rampant police brutality, where a madman, le mobber, will be killed because he's mad. That is the state our nation is in. These are things that Mr. Borga needs to admit. He refused to talk about this. Intra-governmental loving, where Mandela Cooper, who is advising him, is loving to the speaker. They're having a extreme romantic affair in the state house. That is the state of the nation. The state of the nation is by economy, where they did what we call the whole and artificial holding of the Liberian dollar to create an artificial demand for the Liberian dollar, all because they did not have it and the rate started going down artificially. These are the scenario, the practical economic and macroeconomic reality of the day. Mr. Burger would not talk about it. Now they pay people since December 6th last year because they wanted them to attend their program. Since December 6th, technically almost 2 months, people have not taken pay yet. That is the state of the economy. OKFM, which people believe is associating with the regime, on the date of the state of the nation, they went on broshki. You listen to the people's voices, hunger, destitution, discouragement, disappointment. That is the state of the nation. What Bouaka did is the state of the lies. So the state
Thank
of our
you.
nation is
We
the cancellation of visa, but our most premium and traditional ally. That is the state of the nation. The state of the nation is the recalling of the so-called yellow machine that was brought in by Liberian taxpayer money. You lie, you paraded, Mamaka Berete. Now nothing is happening. You did not apologize to the Liberian people, even though you used taxpayer money to parade with that. Now you say you're carrying it back because the procurement processes were not okay. So if the procurement processes were not okay, what becomes of the money you spend? The lie you lie to the Liberian people. That is the state of the Liberian nation. But what Boyka did was not the state of the nation, was the state of the last, because he lied. Today, the Ministry of Information has retracted the last, and they want us to clap for them. No, we're not clapping for them. We'll clap for the Liberian people for resisting their lies. We clap for the Liberian people for resisting to be used as fools. We clap for the Liberian people for standing up to their words and saying enough is enough. This is my initial reaction to the state of the lies that Mr. Boyka just, delivered to the country.
Thank you so much. My brother Chokon, let's hear from you. Just the general characterization of, you know, or the state of the law address by Joseph Newman Boyka. You think some of the thing in there was a mistake? You think it was intentional? I mean, naming some of the things or taking glory for what was done by his predecessor. What do you make of the son? I mean, generally, before we can go in the meeting, start to get, some key issues. How do you look at it?
So, Mr. Sharif, I'm going to start on this note. The first thing here is, for the first time in my entire life, I hope I'm clear. Mr. Sharif, am I clear?
Yeah. It's just that it's a bit muffy, but you are clear. You are okay.
Yes. So, for the first time in my entire life, for me to see a group of people that will brand themselves as masters of propaganda, if you go to the dictionary of the definition of propaganda, it is characterized by lies. If people brand themselves as masters of propaganda, meaning they are masters in lies. But with the help of God Almighty, that brought in the world of technology. Besides Liberia resisting the lies, I think technology helped us a lot. Because like back in the day, during the first reign of the Unity Party, I mean, these are things that they would use for common and they would go scot-free. Because many people are not exposed to the internet, right? Some of them will come here today and say they graduated from Harvard University, they got PhD. Nobody had that capacity to check them, to fact check them. Okay? So these last slide, I mean, they enjoy themselves sufficiently. Today, it is difficult to survive with those lives because you got friends in the US. Besides having people like Rwanda, Ukraine, and the rest of those guys in other parts of the world. I mean, we are working with technology in our hands. The cell phone, for example. And so it was not easily possible. And Private Baka was speaking about the first era of the Unity Party. Just like Rama said, the sonar was delivered before the sonar itself. Those ordinary marketeers, I know why they go out from Muro Melody, only ask people that say on Broad Street. That I wonder like a moment to start gathering to go on a motorcycle fee. But like Ronald said, he's doing business with the government. So in his mind, Karen believed that he could find one of them on Broad Street that could present a picture that is far from reality, that everything is okay. So he didn't bother going to the motorcycle. But if you are going to go to any motorcycle factory lot in Nigeria, I don't think brother is going to go for that sooner. Okay? So look, this president is a shame and disgrace. And many times we are saying this thing, and yet go, oh, my president is probably too old, no chief. When Joe Biden was contesting, I've never seen, or he didn't tell people that he was contesting as Edo Council chairman. He was contesting as the president of the Republic of Nigeria, meaning whether you are old or young, he's president for us. Okay? He's not just president for the few stupid people. He's president for some of us that get sense. So when he does the wrong, we are under moral and political obligation to check him because a broker performs, a broker delivers or a campaign promises. It is better for Liberia. For to look at us. Let's say, for example, we the motorcycle. Like we issue a statement and say, brother are taking more people out of job than providing jobs. Let's say, for example, Broker stole over $14 million United States from 4 motorcycles. He made us to register our back. Each motorcycle pay over $350 US. He arrested over 10,000 motorbikes illegally. It is no go zone restriction. If you do the multiplier effect, or if you do the math, 5% per motorbike, or 5 depending per motorbike, you be talking around 50,000 young people that Braga is keeping in permanent offer. Yeah, Braga coming to one and tell us, say, it gives 70,000 people job. Look, now entire solar, and let the way Ronald Brennan or name the entire fleet as solar, still of last address. And that's why every street corner you pass, everybody is asking, where are the jobs? People are all in the ghetto looking for the job. As I talk to you now, there are motorcycles that have a son in different communities and asking them so they can help them. So the government can provide a data. I want my motorcycle, probably one person they can identify one person. Immediately I found one of that 70,000 person. I will call them to an interview and use my personal page and interview them and tell the world that this is one of 70,000 employees that you were talking about. This Papa is shameless old man. And I think Liberia need to rise up because it is too much. These people are taking us to be fools. Thank you.
You know, fellow Liberians, to just weigh in on this, right? This is very disgraceful. The speech in itself does not represent honesty. And I want to borrow from his own Minister of Information, the very incompetent Jeremy McPeer. Jeremy McPeer said, we have to be honest. We have to be sincere. We have to be fair. You can see that the entire Solar, they were never honest, they were never sincere, and they were never truthful. You know, the speech in itself just encapsulates the calamity that Liberians are under when you look at that speech. And the reason why today we are seeing that now people are dissecting the speech and Liberians are speaking out, and I want to borrow from our brother Choko, is because thank God for you that is listening to this show and for you that is sharing. Thank God for technology that it is at our disposal, that we are not in 1841 where anything you say that, hey, we agree, you go. Anything you say yes. Thank God that with the help of technology and that we found ourselves in different locations, different locality around the world or different parts of the globe around the world, that today we are able to listen and to do a fair analysis. The speech in itself just show you that these people, they are unrepentant liars and they have not come to rescue you, but they've come to think that they can deceive you. You know, Isaac Doe has this formal line, very famous one too. You can lie your way to power, but you cannot lie to govern or to lead the people. And this is the reality that we are seeing happening right in Liberia. That Boyka will be brave enough, amen, for God in heaven sake. So it means that you cannot even peruse. Look, all of us, I'll give you an example. Before we take over, right? Whatever thing that we're doing, security wise or whatever, you first of all go look at the report before you can take over from whoever that is on the shift. You look at the report to see whether the report is in line with what that you are taking over in that particular area. Any one of us, before we can be able to sign any paper, what do you do first? At least to some extent, you peruse it. You look at it to see whether your name is spelled correctly or what are those things that are incited in that particular document, whether it is something that is detrimental to you or whether it is in your favor. Even if you can read, that why what old man and they will carry the beginning, the whole other child say, I beg you, myself, can't go read it here for me. What do you say? Then you tell me it. Now, for Joseph Nimo Boyka to take these bundles of lies, just go right away and start reading it. So you want to tell me he did not have the time to sit down and peruse the document ahead of time? That's what you're telling us? That he could not even say that, even if he's so, weak that he can't read, that somebody could not read the document to him? That he just take it, just put it in hand, he go read? That today people come in and say, no, the other one not supposed to be there. The other one not there. No, the other one not there. These people will be exposed. You know why? Because they prey on the gullibility of the Liberian people. They lie to the Liberian people. They misuse the only opportunity by lying their way to power. And today, the lies will
Eddie trying
continue.
to come on. Eddie trying to come on. Check in the back.
Yeah, once he's on, I will. Okay. So at the end of the day, I want to say welcome to Honorable Eddie Trawale. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
All right. So at the end of the day, what we are seeing, it is just clear. It is very clear. These people lie their way to power. What do you expect? That's why we can always say sometimes a local makeup or it's serious.
Derek, please share our show. Derek, and everyone. Derek, I'm calling you. I mean, you get plenty of followers. Share this show, okay? Citizen TV, share the show. Everyone watching, please share the show.
Any man or woman that will lie to you in order to win your love, forget it. That other relationship in lie. That's how it looking like. Oh, the man can lie to, oh, man, don't worry, the player, I get it, oh, I get that. That particular relationship, it will not end in anything good. That get lie. And this is what happening. Boyka lied to you and told you that your lives will not be the same. That in 90 days, things will be fine. He lied on innocent people. Like, for example, Honorable Koji. They lie on innocent people. So what do you expect? The people believe that Liberians are accustomed and they will feel comfortable with the lies. They will let lie to the people. That's what is happening. But again, we are here to look at it bit and pieces. And let's go to Honorable Eddie Trawale. Honorable Trawale, are you there? Okay, I think he's taking care of some things behind the scene. Honorable Dobayu, Joseph Numa Boyka in his speech talked about the issue of youth empowerment, talked about the issue of employment. Like he rightly said, initially we were told by Boyka, 10,000 young people on a yearly basis was going to be impacted by his program through the technology, means. I don't know whether it be RTC or whatever it is. And unfortunately, Boyka was able to report, according to him, instead of the 10,000 that he promised the Liberian people, it was 1,000. Welcome back, Honorable Trawale. Before we go to Honorable Dobayu, we just want to hear from you.
You can take
to give us. Yeah, we just want to hear from you to give us, let's say, a synopsis or an overview of your own, analysis about the issue of the state of the, it's all be state of the nation, but we say solar, the state of the law that was told by Joseph Numa Boyka. What is your own analysis, just to give us a synopsis before we can go in depth? Let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And I'd like to say thanks to everybody on the platforms and to many of our people that are following. Whether you support the CDC, you support the government, or you are a centralist, that you basically trying to identify where to go. I'd like to say thank you for always following. Whenever you lied and you use lie as an ally to accentuate to state power, you should also believe that those lies are not sustainable. Those lies will meet up with you, you'll be caught up with it, and the reality will be cleared, where the people themselves will confront you and you'll be chastised. We listen to the Suna from the economic perspective. We all understand that Mr. Boyka provided fallacious information where he indicated that over 198,000 farmers was given resources, opportunity to serve in the country. Assuming you gave a farmer 25,000, that would sum up to around $4 million to over 198,000 farmers. That justified the government have lied. But my major focus want to go directly to the security sector because Mr. Boubacar accelerated that. Our national security architecture, the country is safe, the people are freed, and Liberia is better and is good for working relationship. In that context, based on the line, I want to disagree with him publicly and the government because the entire country is not safe. If you go to the global crime, the global organized crime index, the global organized crime index is an organization that is responsible to analyze criminality in general in all over the world. They take into consideration two major perspectives. Those two major perspectives are the fundamental for which every national security architecture or every state can be considered as a good state or as a security state. One, the indicators of the issues of crime and how can government mitigate or address those issues relative to crime. According to the Global Organized Crime Index, it says that between 2023 to 2025, Liberia criminality score has risen from 3.7 to 5.6 within the space of 3 years. When Mr. Boubacar took over the country, the criminality score was around 3.7, and it could be managed because there were prospective security methodology put in place to decrease the issues of criminality, so on. So the national security infrastructure under President Weah were effectively working to mitigate those challenges. But when Mr. Boubacar took over, in the space of 2 years, the crime rate of Mr. Boubacar have accelerated to 5.65% in the space of 3 years. They have significantly increased in terms of the issues of security and environment in Liberia. That was the perspective of Mr. Boubacar. Not only that, if you go further down through the report, the report further indicate on the issues of resilience and performance. For example, prevention mechanism. So we all understand that the crime rate have increased. What is the perspective of the government to ensure that those criminality is prevented? What is the prevention mechanism? The report says that the government prevention mechanism is 2.0, decimally poor. That means government have no strategy, no intuitions, no mechanism to prevent criminality. Liberia is freed. The next thing the report talk about the issues of victims and witness protections. You see, in criminal justice, whenever crime is being committed, crime is directly committed against a victim. But as our systems of justice proceed, it says the victims of the crime becomes the witness and the state becomes the victims of the crime. So the actual victims of the crime, according to the report says that the victims and witness protections is 2.0%. See the indicators. So that means that when you are victimized, if you are raped, if you are sodomized by the Unity Party government, your protections is less important. So they say 2.0. The second thing, bro, I just want to give the public the information. It's very important about the safety and security of our country, right?
Yeah, sure. We'll go in depth. We just want you to we'll go in depth in what you have because I can see that you really, you are loaded. Just the opening.
You know how you view the whole stuff and come out to the specific.
Yeah.
So generally, we'll go into that in depth, and I will give you all of the analysis of crime statistics and the increase of crime under President George Weah and that of the Unity Party. But the entire tsunami by Mr. Boubacar and his death squad, it was conjugated by lies. It was an orchestrated plot to deceive the Liberian people, and that's why the skills have been revealed. It has been revealed. The Liberian people have rejected those conjugated lies to the extent that even themselves are rejecting it. I listened to Pierre. Pierre said he's trying to correct the wrong. He said that he made mistake when it comes to the issues of the road constructions. The numbers that were provided were fixed number. I listened to Gafan. Gafan too is also trying to fix things. I said, so these people are trying to fix things because they know that the public have discovered the lies. They cannot succeed in deceiving our people anymore. And that's why we are more effective and intensive in providing the facts to the Liberian people. And we'll provide more details as the process proceeds.
Thank you so very kindly. So, Honorable Dogbayo, let's go on this issue of job creation in the SONA. I want us to look into this. Was the pronouncement of Mr. Bueka, was it realistic, especially when it comes to youth, employment? Like you said from the very beginning, and like he said, that every year there were going to be 10,000, opportunity provided for young people to be able to give them that skills, in technology and etc. But when he read the SONA from 10,000, quote unquote, has reduced to now 1,000. Let's hear from you.
Now, but Prince, don't get the issue about employment and training people in RTC. Those are two different things and two different promises. RTC is giving people skills, technical and vocational skills like in computer and computer technology. He made an exclusive promise that these people will be trained. And when you train, when you get that capacity, you can work everywhere. For example, today, you came in America, the reason why we on this show, because you have that technical training, that inclination, that self-discipline and intellectual capacity. You already have that discipline. Whoever gave it to you, the person is benefiting today. You are giving unto yourself, based on your knowledge. So Mr. Bueka said, they are going to distribute knowledge to young people, 10,000 every year. That's different from the employment, the promise in the RS agenda. Are two different things. The first information I was giving was that he said these people will be training 10,000 youth so that when you go for employment, when that get on their resume, it increases their chance to be employed. So it's more like education promise, right? On that one, in his own reportage yesterday, I can read for you only because myself when they, the thing that regular wire in 2007 in our country on wire league, everybody was getting a wire copy. Myself, I got a copy after the speech league. I got a copy while the mail reading or looking at it too. So I want to tell you how I got my copy because I get my source in government. I get my source who got issue, fundamental issue with my capability, in the Ministry of State. The person have pleasure to be giving me all the information. So myself, when we are reading, I have my own copy too. I have my leg copy with me on my arm. So everything when it comes to the security of that, I think Eddie has more knowledge about the breach of security of the state for the president to run to be vulnerable. I think he's going to talk about that. So since I have the speech, I'm very clear. Joseph Boga in that speech said 1,000 youth have been trained in your posting about it. Forgetting to know that he promised 10,000 youth every year in last SONA. That is it. On the issue about the job, I posted something in the chat room. I don't know what it has reached. There's a guy called Mo Ali, a situational guy. Mo Ali yesterday in his squat, an unpatriotic desire to justify what is unjustifiable, went on Julius Jet critical show, and he started posting that they got some data, WDR, the word, I think development index. And there's a story right here. I hope I can show it to you. It's in the chat room when it comes posted on. To lie like Eddie and everyone keeps saying, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Let me tell you, when you lying and people go chastise you, always forget about what you say because your statements are not organic. They are inorganic. They come in, from a situational perspective and not, an original station perspective. So to lie, Mo Ali went in the studio because there's this guy called Mole Kezulu, he's my big brother, very serious economy. He came and did an analysis. Mo Ali did not know the analysis made by Mole was that this is possible given this trend from 2005 to 2023. So the possibility of this can be enshrined into the data available for 2025, 2024. Mo Ali in his desperation to just go argue, grab that information, went on OKFN, he said, here's the data. You just ask him, where is the data from 2005, 2023? He could not display a data showing 2024 in 2025. He instead was showing a data showing minus electrons Iraq and citizens Iraq. Even with all of the lies in that data, he showed the highest amount of jobs provided ever since the war ended was in 2022. 104,156 jobs were provided by Joshua-led government in the data presented by Mr. Mo Ali in the lying government. Now, my real disappointment now is I listen to others who say the president should take action against his lieutenants for lying to him. Eddie here knows the theory of superior respondent more than me. He understands that legalese. He understands that more than me. And I urge him to talk about it. Now, but from my layman perspective on the superior respondent theory, the superior guy takes responsibility for the fault of his follower and his lieutenants. Joe Boyka is a guy who campaigned to the Liberian people. Joe Boyka is a guy who was on the ballot people. He is the one bearing the sovereignty of our state. He makes the decision to put this lieutenant there. He commissioned them. So the power attorney given him by the state was distributed to the appointment of these people. If these people feel it is Joseph Boyka. Now, State of the Nation comes once a year. Got 364 days to prepare for this day. Why are they shooting Boyka and saying they should dismiss public works minister and these other people? When these people made their report, they gave it to Boyka. Before coming on the show, I rehearsed. You rehearsed. You know the topic we're talking about. Are you telling me Boyka did not rehearse that statement? He just when he read it. Now, for the sake of the debate, let's assume he read it. What's stopping him from asking political questions? We're stopping him from asking for the data. But people who saying they should dismiss this minister, I don't think they know Boyka. Boyka is the arrowheads of lies and deceit. That's why the state of the lies address the solar. Eddie, please, we don't call it solar yet. It's solar. The state of the lie address, everything I was saying was orchestrated by Boyka. What he wanted there is about PR. It's about public relations and good image of the government. It's not about good governance. Boyka is intentional. And I want to argue that the Ministry of Information, they have wrong information in there. Just the Ministry got wrong data Eddie you're talking about. Education Ministry have wrong data that we're talking about. Public will have wrong data that we're talking about. Legends. Are you telling me all of these agencies decided to lie at once? It's not a coincidence. It is something censored, organized by the president. It's something that he wanted. So let nobody ask these people to resign. If anybody should resign, it should be Boyka. Because he is the one elected by the people. The public works minister was not elected by the people. Boyka appointed him. Today, Boyka he has built a police boot. That police boot that was built, it is a Gregor command. It's a Boyka. Whatever these lieutenants, whenever they succeed, it is Boyka who succeed. So the fact that Boyka went to that big stage and decided to decorate himself as a national liar, we should blame Boyka. We can't blame anybody else. This is my argument, Mr. Prince Sherry, dear brother Eddie and Chokon Yellow Machine Grey.
Thank you so very kindly. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. My brother Choko, let's hear from you. I just displayed just now a communication so that Liberians can see that, and I want to thank you, Honorable Dogayu, for dissecting it.
That different one I see on the screen. The one I say you not reach yet.
Oh, okay,
that
okay.
Different one.
So thank you for that. Yeah, this is different one. But thank you for dissecting it because
this one was the 10,000.
Definitely, this was the pronouncement. So in addition, it almost like definitely in addition to the 70,000 jobs, this was what he promised the young people. He was very specific with the young people with this particular training, digital training for young people. So if you calculate the 10,000 every year added to the 70,000, that's too much. But anyway, Chokon, let's hear from you. Like I said, you control one of the most, one would say, vulnerable population, especially under this particular regime, where members, of your institution or of your organization are brutalized on a daily basis, and they feel the burnt and the impact of the issue, whether it be a job or the creation of whatever.
Hello?
Let's hear from you, sir.
So, Sherry, are you there?
Yeah, we are here and getting you. Yeah, you can
Choco
unmute
lines having
yourself.
issue. Yeah, Choco, you on mute. You on mute.
Yeah. Yeah, are you there?
Yeah, we are there. We are there. We are getting you now. Yeah,
Go
you are
ahead,
clear.
Choco, I'm getting you.
I got you general round, but I'm not getting the rest of the guy.
Yeah, you are
Go ahead,
okay.
Choco,
You
I'm
are
getting you.
okay.
Choco, go ahead.
I think Choco lines having issue. You can take Eddie. You can take
All
Eddie.
right. So Choko, I don't know. Are you there? Okay, you can just
Choco
go
lines
off
having
and
issue.
come back on. Let's hear uh, from Honorable Trawale. Honorable Trawale, with the issue of this job creation, youth empowerment, and etc., that Mr. Boyka, enshrined in his speech. What is your own take on it? Was this a sincere pronouncement, or it was just a political gimmick, uh, like others would say? Let's hear from you, sir.
But the government themselves responded and said that the statistical project Mr. Boaka was a lie. The records on job creation was absolutely lying, and that Mr. Mo Ali validated it on OK. Mr. Mo Ali argument was insinuating that the issue of job creation that Mr. Boaka talked about did not match the number. Mr. Augustine Clay Gaffwan, on today's press briefing at the Ministry of Finance, he also indicated that the government does not have the mechanisms, the instrument to conduct the survey on the issue of job creation. Where did Mr. Barker took his number from? Mr. Barker took his number from fabrications. Mr. Barker have always been into lies. That have been the systemic behavior over time. He's a lying. He lies through his teeth. And so go back down the line and so on. If you claim that you gave 70,000 plus jobs to young people, why is it the crime rate in our country is high? Why is it a lot of young people are involved into criminality? Let me take you down a little bit when it comes to statistics. The crime victimization statistics on violent crime clearly says between 2023 to 2025, it said in 2023, violent crime was around 1,200. In 2024, it accelerated to 1,320. In 2025, violent crime accelerated to 1,480. In 2025, Mr. Barker just gave a 2026 SONA speech. So that means that violent crimes in Liberia have increased based on the issues of job opportunity. Homicide crime. In 2023, homicide crime was just around 320. By 2024, it rated to 340. By 2025, a lot of people was involved into killing themselves. Homicide crime to 375. The percentage is 6.3% increase. Armed robbery. Look at armed robbery. When Mr. Barker took over, the issue of robbery was around 520 in 2023. After a while, it accelerated to 560. By 2025, armed robbery accelerated to 540. 640 statistics. And that's why the police will not put the record up. Because when you place the crime record, the crime record mapping, you get a clear picture to the public. So what not the country say? What investor can come invest in the country? What and that's why the crime index gives you a projection of how the country is. And how can you see the country? How can you project the country when it's issue? Look at your property crimes. Property crime was around 2,400. In less than no time, 2024, property crime accelerated to 2,520. By 2025, a recent one, Mr. Baga just gave the sooner, property crime has accelerated to 2,700. That means the issue of assault is just going to buy. That people are destroyed, stealing people property and so on. A recent burglary accelerated to 120, accelerated the percentage and so on. If the country is employed, if people got opportunity for job opportunity, if you employ about
I think we are having some problem from the end there. But my brother Chokon, let's hear from you with the issue of employment, youth, and etc. that was enshrined in Mr. Boyka's speech. Let's hear from you, sir. Are you there, Chokon? Yeah, Chokon.
So before you come in, let me just conclude on this, that the issue of job creation is a facade. It's relations. It's a decorated lies by Mr. Boyka. Because our crime statistics have proven clearly that because of unemployment, we honor Emmett Duncan. He said because of economic condition, it has the propensity and proclivity to increase criminal behavior. That is why today the records are clear. Let's look at the issue of drugs. Mr. Boyka paraded in the corridor that drugs be a major and fundamental priority. That's why the government argue the lies, the provided lies that the CDC government that was importing kush into the country. Data we know is the United Parliament who orchestrated and conjugated lies to obstruct the national security on the CDC. Now the records are clear. You can see records on 2025. On 2025, records have escalated from 300 to 360. Which government has more jobs problem? Is it Georgia government or the Unity Party government? Is it the CDC government has more job problem than the Unity Party government? Because the records are clear, and these are raw records that just came out. That's why the government refusing to put the data up. The government are refusing to put the record up. Look at the issue of financial crimes, cyber crimes. By 2025, by 2023, when Mr. took over, cybercrime was around 150. Today, you have accelerated to 210 financial crimes. The government is involved into the most dangerous financial operation in the country, where people are even Mr. Boyka can travel over 100,000 on a card. The evidence are there. Everybody have seen that. We have seen that multiple times. Mr. Boyka traveling with over 100,000 on his credit card. Which government is this? What government is this? How can you run the government? Hello? Hello? What's going on? Chauffeur? What is going on? What is going on?
I think the problem came by your end.
Oh, so
I'm
the guy,
better getting you.
yeah, the guy problem with me.
Can you speak, please?
I think that there should be an upgrade. They need to do some upgrading on the system to make it more effective. Because if you
Yeah, yeah,
communicate,
sure.
break in, you got your audience get distracted, start the audience. Yeah, well, in we on the net already. We on.
Yeah, yeah, well, I'm also following my other phone here.
Oh, okay. So, okay, I mean, choke on day. Country is safe for investment, and that's why when I see the Gregory Common Forum, and I see a lot of people saying Gregory is doing well, it's because of ignorance. If you don't read, if you did not study and statistics, the activity that is unfolding in terms of national security. So a lot of people who seen those facade and migrating the corridor with Gregory Common, I mean showmanship, rhyme big of kinds, parading corridor to I mean, have national security control. It's just a clear scheme because the first thing he wants to implement a strategy called and he wants to instigate another one called community policing. But community policing strategy is only centralized police in the community. You can see the police interacting with the people. There's no strategy where the people will accept the police. They don't have that. All he does is to parade bicycles and parade with cars, big guys, luxurious guys. But he's not resolving the actual crime crisis that is unfolding within the country. And our records showing to that. And that's why, like I said, the police have refused to update the Liberian people with the crime statistics. They refuse to identify crime mapping. You should tell the Liberian people that this is a hot zone indicators. The indicator of hot zone, hot zone normally in crime to red. Red is always a hot zone, or green zone is a liberal environment. So people will know exactly, the public will know exactly which area is prone to criminality, where you go, and how can you be adjusted with that particular environment. So he is either ignorant or a decorated scheme to exploit international actors because they have millions of dollars to invest. And I'm an investor. I want to come in the country. The first thing I look for is safety and the legal system. So I got to go directly on crime statistics
Okay.
database. So what there's a hard crime or to know what your judiciary or your justice system is effective to prosecute individual that involved in the criminality or that might harm my investment in the country. If you have a very strong judiciary system that deal with the legal matter corruption,
Okay, I think we are losing Honorable Eddie there. Chokon, are you getting us now? Are you okay? Are you hearing us now? Hello, Chokon?
I'm getting you guys. I'm
Okay.
getting you.
All
Are you
right.
guys?
So
Are
I
you
think
getting
it's,
me?
it's yeah. I think it's better from your end. Okay. So before we come back to Honorable Charlie, let's hear from you. I
they
think
have
they
a
have some
problem with
glitches from
that.
your end.
Yeah. So, the president's solar message. Trust me, I no amount of money I the government can use right now to thwart the minds of the Liberian people. Trust me. Even EFBC right now is getting billions of dollars to take a microphone in the street. Trust me, they will never and ever do it. The reaction from the solar message, it is very, very dangerous for this government. And Mr. Sherry and the rest of the guys, Let us keep this conversation ongoing. If you think we are not making impact, then you are sadly mistaken. We are making huge impact. Don't overlook just a single line written on Facebook
Okay.
exposing this government. You are making a lot of impact. And so I don't want you to get discouraged to say, oh, people are not taking action and the rest of it. Look, this is the first time in my entire life since I was a kid coming up for the president of the country to speak. And more than 90% of the citizens are expressing their dissatisfaction, are identifying clear lies and deception for the president to speak. And the least of the least, like when we say, oh, the educated people can fool or no, there's the first group of people that call themselves educated people that will speak and they don't have the capacity to fool someone that they claim that is not educated. Because people's minds are opening. Technology is advancing. Even if somebody can read, they can see the video on Facebook. When Baga last say Bill Mansion, do somebody need a PhD to see the video? No. So the Unity Party guys, they are finding it extremely difficult. And the best thing they can do, which is not easily possible, to distract themselves from the lies that they told to real governance, which is almost impossible. Because people are open, people's minds are open. Imagine Joe Biden spoke about feeding 230,000 school-going kids in Liberia. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons that many people are getting angry, because many of our kids right now are finding it difficult to even find research. To the extent, Kobo, the least for Kobo on maybe one of those Labapido school campuses is about 150. Sometimes some parents give like $200 to 4 kids, meaning you just need maybe one or two, so that one or two for each of those kids will eat because the food will not be sufficient. So for the government to even lie that they fed over 230,000 school-going kids, that is another clear lie and deception all by itself. And the students are even getting angry. Even those of them that didn't vote there and will be within voting age, that information are already reached there. They are already come to the conclusion that these people are incompetent. These are bunch of rogues leading our country. Because it is sad for you to be at that age and be lying like this. It is sad. Then to even make matter worse, wherein parents are finding it difficult to support their children because of lack of jobs. The president was brave to say the government was able to create 70,000 jobs. There are people who supported the government up to now. They have not even gotten even a sweeping job. Yet, this president was brave to tell Liberian people on yesterday or this coming Monday that they created over 70,000 jobs. And that's why even the Zoho, those drugs addicts, those drug users or those drug victims, they are now asking, as well as for Bagadi, include them in his quote unquote 70,000 people he gave jobs, because they have been carrying their jet before Bagadi came to power. They have been going to people's homes and taking their dogs and carrying them to the dumpster. So they are hoping and also asking questions. They are hoping that I hope Bagadi, they are our new on his 70,000 list. Because look, to defend lie, it is very, very difficult. It is extremely difficult because you must always be reading script, right? Take for example, if you are saying the truth, probably something happened to your house, and you actually witness what happened. See, you can even be sleeping. You can even be in this sleep. If somebody wake you up at night and say, "Oh, what happened at your house?" It is not easily possible that you will change that story because you witness it, you can't easily lie. But guess what? When you ask something to it, or probably you are not there, somebody told you that capacity to actually remember everything that person told you and present a picture like you were there. Trust me, it is not possible. And that's the state the government found themselves. Because to lie, it is extremely difficult. Very difficult. And trust me, these guys will continue to lie and they will be and the good thing about it is that we are grateful to God that we have technology. Right? Trust me. So, brother, even forgot about all of the things he said during the first one and message. But why would brother tell me to teach train that Eddie was talking about 10,000 young people every year? And brother will come, they go money again and say, he treat 1,000. So, because it is a lie. It is a lie. Brother said it's 20,000, I know people in RCT, information technology. Kula Fofana, I know Kula Fofana, right? The press secretary. When on Facebook, they say, my poor, anybody can say computer, your big come to my office, and I'm a normal. But what happened to the 10,000 people you're saying tree? Because that's lie. So because lie, that you can forget. You know, he said, to lie is not joke. So, the appearance are the witness. So, because Sherry, like I said, let us not lose hope. This conversation that we are having, you may not know it, but I'm on the ground. I'm here, and I know what I'm hearing. I'm interacting with people. I got more than 300,000 young people in the country that are controlled who ride a motorcycle for their livelihood. I got information to my fingertip like this. This information, this conversation that we are having, it is making that impact in a specific country. So let's keep this conversation. If the government can give their solar message, and because of the exposure that we are doing, they come back and then they say, no, the thing will turn and we laugh. So we are making impact. We are making serious impact. So thank you, Mr. Chevy.
Thank you so very kindly. You see, fellow Liberians, lies and deception have a very short span, a very short lifetime. It may seem effective at the time when it is being perpetrated, but it will always crumble to the ground. And this is what is happening. What we are seeing, like Trokan is saying, is a mass resistance of the people against deception, against lies, and against the high level of disrespect to their intelligence. Sometimes people say, why people are not protesting? I want you to look at this as a serious nationwide protest. There has not been any SONA in the Republic of Liberia that has been seriously resisted from the north, the south, the east, the west, including the international front. This is one of the most effective and very, very robust and widespread protests by the Liberian people. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm seeing. This is a protest that, look, will ever be recorded in the history. That is even more effective than putting people outside. People are using their gadgets. And the police say they can beat people. They can waste tear gas on people. But look, Liberians, I want you to see, like Trokon is saying, look, Trokon, you don't know what you have said. But this that you have said is just another whole topic that I can take and I just mark down and we can have a whole discussion on it. You've just inspired and encouraged all of us. Because the thing is, look at what is happening. Take your phone or take whatever, or your microphone or your phone or whatever. Take it. Don't carry it don't carry it to Morovia. Don't carry it on the Broad Street. Maybe don't carry it there. Take your phone and carry Takata. Why is it that after this SONA people are not around? Because the first test that they did with Clarence Jackson, who is a sympathizer of this particular regime, the people seriously beat on him and resisted the lies that they can always tell. You see, look, my brother Choco, I'm excited because these people are exposed. And they get a color brigade. When people like Clarence Jackson on there, they will take the phone, the color brigade in from Unity Party, they will call, yeah, gee, everything is this, everything is that.
But Clarence Jackson went on the street ahead of the SONA because in his mind, he felt that that was going to build the momentum, was going to give maybe supporters of the regime the euphoria to know that, yeah, we're doing well, we're doing okay, we are okay. But with what he got on the street, it's an indication. Let the people be saying that in their bubbles, in their cocoon, and think that the Liberian people, oh, nothing will happen, oh, we can lie to them. If anybody that has sense can think enough, you should take cue from what we are seeing. This is an international and a global protest that is going on currently as we speak amongst Liberians. There has not been any day, even during the Taylor government, where we know that there were, challenges and stuff like that. There were war all around the place. Even during Judy Bryan, we did not receive such an international humiliation or protest. Look all over. Put your phone on. Look at the bloggers that are in Ivory Coast or Liberians that are in Ivory Coast. Look at Liberia. Forget about the US because we plenty here. Just leave it. Look at Liberians that are in Canada. Look at Australia. Look at France and different areas. Hear what they are saying about this particular SONA. Look, if nothing will encourage you as a sedition, as a Liberian, the Liberians are not fool no more. They will not be fooled. They will not be deceived. This thing that is happening should encourage you. Look, for a president to tell a bold-faced lie to the extent that his own minister will come and say, oh man, you are not honest, you are not sincere, you are not truthful. No, don't believe me. The clips are here. His own information minister is telling us that Joseph Newman Boyka was never sincere in what he was saying. He was not realistic. No, sometimes when we say these things, people think we're joking, but don't believe. Let's play it so you can hear it for yourself. No, let's play it so you can hear it because that will be able to give you at least. That will be able to help and give you a clear picture of what we are saying here. Of what we are saying here. So let's play this. Let me try to open it so you can hear his own information minister. Hear what the information minister say. You know, we'll tell you, yeah, the people then they can be talking or they can be lying. Let's listen here. I'm sorry.
So have our interaction. Endeavor to do what we always do is to have our interaction with you, the Liberian people, to be open, to be transparent, and to just be truthful.
When these people know about open, transparent, and truthful, they people then, what do they know? Nothing that fun we playing. Hey, I say they don't do it. Nothing. Well, who will hear you? Who hearing you? Who can hear you? Who can listen to you? He tells you Liberian people get down listening to his information minister. We got to be transparent, truthful,
Hello,
and
Mr. Chair, I'm
honest.
not getting the sound.
You are not getting the sound. So listening to his own information minister, what the information minister is saying. So basically, what the information minister was telling Joseph Newman Boyka is that, oh man, you are not transparent, you are not sincere, you are not truthful. No, that's what the information minister was telling you, Joseph Newman Boyka. That's what they were telling you. That you are not sincere, you are not truthful, you are not honest to the Liberian people. Look, the lies can no longer be contained. Somebody say God will move from behind the people and disgrace will follow them one by one. That's what happened. For information minister, the man who is charged with the responsibility of expanding on the SONA, the man who is charged with the responsibility of dissecting and explaining the SONA to the Liberian people in the simplest possible term. This is what the man say. Hey, Papa, you got to be honest with the people there. The play we're looking now, rough. The 2017, well, the 2027, we not enter Papa, we not lie too much. We see that we are getting, the Liberian people getting very up bad way. You got to be honest. No, don't believe me. Here is what the information minister say. Don't believe me. If I thought he say, oh, that we lying. Throw contra, he say, we lying. Listen to
Endeavor to do what we always do is to have our interaction with you, the Liberian people, to be open, to be transparent, and to just be truthful.
You hear it?
So we can go in this video. That video, we ready to analyze it. When these people realize that they're supposed to be transparent, when they realize that they're supposed to be honest, when did they realize that they're supposed to be truthful to the Liberian people? Oh, you enter 2020 say you want to be truthful? You lied to them when you were in your campaign season. All through the 6 years of President Weah, you kept lying to the Liberian people. They gave you the presidency. You kept on that same pattern of lies. And you come in now because the Liberian people are resisting the lies. And you come in now and say, we got to be honest. We got to be sincere. We got to be fair. When you lying to the Liberian people that you are creating jobs, let me tell you something. Records is one thing, and the actuality is another thing. I can write enough article and put it up. My brother, my sister, that is just an opinion. But you know what happened? The men who in the market will be able to interpret through their life what is going on. If I write and say, yeah, the employment statistic is 100% and everything is fine in Liberia, you know who are the ones that can tell me whether what I'm saying is the realistic truth, is the sincere truth? Are the people who are in the market. And what are people saying about employment? Let's even leave how you call the bigger people. Let's leave the elders. But what are the children saying about employment? No. What are the children saying? What are you seeing them doing that will tell you about employment? For Joseph Numa Boyka to lie to the Liberian people and say, all is well. Yeah, our people are employed. Amen. For God in heaven's sake. Joseph Numa Boyka, you want to tell me you did not peruse that particular document? You did not peruse it? So you did not peruse that document? Is that what you're telling us? No, when Joseph Numa Boyka talk about employment, let me display something. We have been displaying this time with our number, and we just, Sonny, look at this. No, look at this. Probably this is the employment that Joseph Numa Boyka was talking about. Employment where children under age are exposed to danger. Oh yeah, employment. Joseph Numa Boyka, that is 70,000 job here. No, I'm sorry to display this. I'm not making mockery of these kids, but these are the employment. Maybe Joseph Numa Boyka was talking about for the rescue mission. Maybe those of you who follow the rescue mission, those of you who believe in the rescue mission, maybe that area, right? And that employment yet we're talking about. No, this is the employment that we're talking about. Let play the children voices for you to hear before my brother. Let's play the children voices so that you can hear.
To spoon.
Don't even
Because
listen to the
spoon
elder.
full
Let me look for one small child. Listen to this small child.
the fast break up the people.
Okay, thank you very much.
Listen to
Why
this.
any?
My name is Favor.
Okay, Favor. Okay, so what you will say to your government?
The country is so hard for us and our parents. We are not going to school. All the children we are sent for this time. My mother said 20 o'clock to finish. It can be hard. My mother not affording for me to send me to school. So one for the government to make everything so hard for our mother to afford to send her to school.
Oh, and you hear it? You think that fun we playing? Or we making twee, as our men can say. You think that twee we making? Let the children themselves. They themselves are feeling the weight. And they themselves are talking. No, you will not say these children are influenced by money. Maybe when a big person talking, they were choking, then I didn't want the position they manage, you know, choking, they make control motorcycle, he position a minute to talk. But these are kids. Look, when the home is good, or when things are going rightly, you can see it on the faces of the children. Those of us who are security people, the first people that we like to interact with are the children. You get the honest analysis from them. You can look at the kids and you can deduce what is happening in the home. But just looking at the kids, you can know what is happening in the home. This is a man who told us that he has provided job for their parents. But look at the kids, what they are doing. Deception to the highest. To the extent that this man went as far as telling us about the issue of road. Amen. For God in heaven's sake. And we're going to be displaying some data here. For God in heaven's sake. My brother Chukon, what did you make of the assertion of Joseph Nyuma Boyka that honor his regime, the issue of road? He has doubled it. Because basically that's what he was saying. From Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time to President Weah to a time. On a 2 year, the Papa say he double it. The Papa say he double it. Let's hear from you, my brother Chukon, on this.
So it's sad, right? Let me give you a statistic of what Waka said he did. One, Joe Waka said he created 70,000 jobs. I trying to catalog just few of the life. One, 70,000 jobs. Number two, he supported 198,000 farmers in Liberia. Whether that's spiritual support or that physical support, we know that one. 100 and what? Yeah, 100 and what? 98,000 farmers he supported. The next last Joe Braga too. And some of you that can be thinking about when I say Braga lies, they always have too cool. Let me say the fact before I can go through the list. Joe Braga is not the Elder Council chairman. He's the president for the Republic of Liberia. The same way he's president for the few super people, we are against since he's president for us. So when we are raising issues that is affecting us, you that are on the comment section, you that support this government, please respect our opinion because Joe Braga is also the president for us. Another large Joe Braga too. Mr. Sherry, how are you getting me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. The third lie he told is that he connected 63,000 new homes. 63,000 new homes. But there's no new level, no new wire. I don't know how he connected them. I don't know that spiritual connection or that with the current Liberians are asking questions as I speak all in the street. The 63,000 people he connected, we are still asking questions. The next lie Joe Braga told this come morning. He said, I took 8,000 children from the street and reunited them to school. And 3,700 children got care through caregivers. Amen. 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 How do you lie like this? When the children are still in the street begging people for the family to survive, you get mind to lie that you took 8,000 children. How many children are in the street? 8,000 children from the street. So did they? He just stopped there. Besides, he said, he took 8,000 of them and reunited 13,500 children with their families. Meaning, those children that didn't have family, those disabled, or whatever we call them, he reunited, or lost children, he reunited with their family. And wow, 40,000 children were sent to school. Amen. So they just read it, they just do it, they never both pay large Joe Braga too. He said he put 3,400 volunteer teachers and health workers on payroll. Amen. Amen. How do you lie like this? The next lie Joe Braga too. He said, I have increased 23,000 young workers' salary. I gave 34,000 people water. Amen. 34,000, you collected the water and sword. And you know, yeah, it is sad. But for me, I will believe nobody. Nobody can tell me, say, oh, that the people there really know. Joe Braga convinced the whole world that you are physically and mentally fit to control this country. He told the world that he has 40 wasted years of experience. Today, Liberians are seeing the experience with they are feeling it. Check your camera in the street. And that's why EFBC did not say the camera in the street because if the EFBC are going to say the camera in the street, they're going to be very dangerous. They will never at a bare using Falcon. In fact, when you want free data, I will say $20 data now. $20 US data, I will send it to anyone you report on. Hey, let's take the camera in the street.
When you try it, I see
Let them
they
take the
better
camera in the street.
exactly.
Even Apple, yes, yes. I dare using Falcon. They report on you say the street, I will send it $20 US data straight on the phone. Even if they using Apple 17, they can carry them without tomorrow. They will never carry camera on the street because the reaction from the citizen is not good for this government. You don't lie like this. It almost like you take the off to be stupid. And these guys got used to the Prince, do you remember that they who said they were bringing on you back? It was job we are because of job we are incompetent. Our on you went, our on you left the country.
That's what they
And
said.
some people that are supposed to have faith believe that Joe Biden will bring on your back. Imagine. So, he got from the beginning of their presidency or from the for take campaign time, they guys believe that Liberia was stupid. But what was some made me somebody look at me and tell me they will bring on your back? And I believe that kind of thing. When I know on your can only account in country when there are conflict. And a politician will look at some made me and say, oh, go for me. When I win, I will bring on your back. Ah, you bring on your back. So the guys are used to lies. And they are being exposed every day. And like I said, as I close, Mr. Sherry, I'm saying this to you. Nobody in this country is formed compared to motorcycles. I control over 300,000 young people in this country. From Maryland, Lima, Riverside, everywhere. Local, everywhere. I got ears, I got eyes there. This conversation that we are having, it is making serious impact. Don't let nobody deceive you. Oh, moment, I can't say about it. Hey, you laugh. You just post on it now. There are thousands of people that may not comment, but they see this interaction that we have. It is making impact because we expose the criminals. We expose them on a daily basis, and we will not give up. We will not give up. We don't give up. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So, fellow Liberian, those of you who want to weigh in on this, it's a whole big topic. We can take the next 1 week to even talk about it, this, and that will do because it's big. We can't absorb everything here. So, those of you who want to contribute, you can also contribute by calling the number online 443-991-3356. And let's hear from you. What do you make of the state of the nation lie? I don't know. The state of the nation lie. What do you make of it? The number is up. You can give us a call. But what we saw on Monday was disgraceful. Very, very disgraceful. And I don't know. There is no other adjective that you can use to try to, to sugarcoat it. This was a complete disgrace and the highest level of deception on the part of government. Let's go to the line as we interact with our very first caller. Let's go to the line as we interact with our very first caller, and that's our own brother there, the legend Wise. Uh, yeah, brother Wise, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Also, the legend we say again, and I'm enjoying my time. We work hard in this country, so when we have a meeting, we gotta enjoy it while we can. So straight
Definitely.
into our Liberian discussion. So, Troko in studios. Troko, you've spoken very well, and I like your articulation. And I wish we have a lot of Liberians that would speak well, very, very lengthily on issues and be very truthful. And yeah, this is what I mean. When the CDC government was in power, you all led for 6 years. But within that 6 years, you did a lot of excellent things, but you did not address the public. That is a fault on your part. You see, in 2 years, Joseph Boakai addressed the nation in 2 years. The bullshit lie that he told yesterday, or day before yesterday, and previously, like when he contradicted himself with the 10,000 information technology, and you were right, and you provided only 1,000 up to now. That's almost like a 90% deficit. So to defend a lie, Tokon, you're right. It's hard to defend a lie. I support this government, but I stand as a Liberian that would never, ever, under any circumstance, defend a wrong. And I've written strongly on my page against this government and the bullface lie because I knew that thousand is a stretched number, far-fetched from a reality, and it has come to fruition. Chairman Matthew Bia has proven that Joseph Baga, they do learn to tell the truth. We should put country first. And now let me tell you why this government may likely not come back to power. This our unity party government 2029, because of these lies, the optic doesn't look good. And let me tell you the reason why some of you all left power the last CDC government, because you all had the time to do the right thing. You did not do. For example, Liberia were exporting corn to Ivory Coast as per Samuel Tuer's expression. But at the same token, we didn't have electricity in people's homes. And Nathaniel McGill was a state minister. He paid a mausoleum for his late mother. He put electricity there that was running continuously. That is that you see the optics. I look back with that. I will go to my government again. After a person who always follows the equation, we brought Amin Muda to power with Joseph Boakai. The first thing he did was an affront in our faces. He started to steal and buy cars that were exorbitant for himself. Can you imagine that kind of affront? That's a gross disrespect for somebody who brings you to power, meaning us, the people who brought them to power. So you see why Liberia people should broaden their eyes and be more objective on issues. Be your side or not your side. Put your country first. I will tell Liberia I will continue to power on us to put our country first. Sheriff, you know my pleasure always to speak on the issue. And I remain unwavering because like I will tell people I'm a professional. I've never worked in government, so I speak freely. Whether my government, the government before, I will always speak for Liberia first. I appreciate you always, my brother. And
Thank,
I'm following you guys very closely. One of
thank
these
you.
days I will make an appearance.
Sure. Thank you so very kindly.
You got it.
Yeah, thank you so very kindly. My brother Chokon, again, fellow Liberians, you can give us a call. The number to call is 443-991-3356. It's right there, pinned right there. You can give us a call and you will definitely be with us. You can give us a call and you will be with us. My brother Chokon, there is something that is happening. It's as if you and I are talking about this, but people who even support the regime, I mean, people who said, oh, I leave people there, they are this, they are that, stupidity, this, that. These are the people that are even more angry than you and I. For us, we already know from the beginning. It's like we've braced ourselves for this particular time. We are immune, almost like one would say, we are immune when it comes to our thought on this particular government, because we already know. So when they lie, we just bounce on us. But I mean, the people who support this regime, the people who support this particular government, they are even more angrier than any one of us can ever think. Like I gave an example, our brother, and like he said, we may have our differences, but I respect his opinion as he respect mine. Even though some of his assertion, is not realistic, but not only him. Let's just leave our brother we say. But I mean, when you look at people in Liberia, people who supported the rescue mission, Clarence Jackson went on the street. And from what we gather from people, my brother, they rescue people, they even angry more than you and I. Let's hear from you, my brother. What you think? What you think? What is it?
So, Mr. Sharif, right now the debate is not among the rescuers. I mean, we are just making our own contribution, as a patriot, as a patriotic citizen of this country. Most especially some of us that control, that have a lot of followings, we are making our own input in the national discourse, but you can see it clearly that the conversation as to who lie, who not lie, to the different exchanges among the rescuers. Because some of our friends are calling themselves the Color Brigade. These young people are going to the United Party headquarters with CV. A lot of times, even shipping jobs, they are not gotten. So for the president to say in case 70,000 jobs and the people that are supposed to be benefiting from the job, they are not gotten it. And I mean, they are the ones that is angry, not us. So I mean, the conversation is resonating. That I can see for a fact. I let's keep exposing these guys. And, I know this sooner will be elevated in the coming days. We'll stress it. But all I can say to you and our followers, We will expose the government. We are under obligation to do that because it is in our interest for the government to perform. Because if the government performs, it is better for everyone else. If rules are built, nobody will ask me for my political party ID card before I can carry my day right in Bologna. If electricity is provided to my community, I will not need to, give somebody a political party ID card before, I can use that color. I will use it at will. I got it legally. So we all pray for the better of our country. Some of you that sometimes get angry and say, oh, Papi, you don't let the Papi business. Look, let Papi can be you can't just be my father, it can be my great grandfather. 80 years old joke. I lost my father doing nothing war. You know. So Joe Burger can be my father, can be my grandfather. I have no personal issue with him. Joe Burger and myself not going to be having that kind of conversation. But Joe Burger is not president for the Papi there. He's president for me too. I got family. I got thousands of people depending on me. Sometimes when I'm speaking, I don't speak just for me. If this conversation was just about personal benefit, I'm out. But guess what? There are thousands of motorcycles out there. There are thousands of truck factories out there that are depending on people like us. That's why they give us the authority to serve them as their leader. And so whatever that affects them, we are under obligation, we are on a revolutionary mandate to speak for them. And that's why we always chastise the government and be critical of them because we want them to perform. We want them to perform. And that's why when they do the wrong, we speak it. And some of the Sharia that are close, they keep the conversation. Trust me. Trust me. Trust my word on this. This conversation that we are having, it is making a lot of impact. Don't overlook it. Just a post. There are thousands of people that read your post. There are thousands of people that follow us. We focus on people identify, people recognize the effort that we are making. Don't overlook it. You may not be in Liberia, but I'm here. I travel to places and I hear it and I know what people are going through in this country. I'm listening to the conversation. Do people need to come out in the street to protest? No. This conversation that people are having in the communities, it is sufficient enough to tell you that we are making impact. Let's continue on the fight. For somebody that continue to share and always follow our conversation, I want to use this time to say thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sherry, again. It is a pleasure talking to you and having this unique opportunity to speak to our people through the video. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother Chokon. There is no better way that we can put it, like you've done. I want to say thank you so much. I know how difficult it is, especially being on the show for even an hour, just 1 hour, before I'm talking about 2 hours. I know how cost intensive it is in Liberia relative to the issue of data and etc. But thank you for the sacrifices that you continue to make in speaking on behalf of the people and ensuring that the people who are affected on a daily basis, that their voices continue to, be heard through you. I want to say thank you so much. To all of you who continue to share, who came on, to all of our panelists, I know right now in the United States, the weather is very crazy with us. We had a terrible snowstorm and we are expecting it again. Hopefully, well, they were not even hopefully, but we are expecting it on Saturday and Sunday from what we are gathering. It's very terrible. Yeah, it's very, very terrible. It's nothing, it's nothing to joke with. Even up to now, we still suffering from the effect of what we experience. So you all pray for us. We are doing okay, but it's not easy on this side too. In fact, since that snow, some jobs have to call off. Our kids are not going to school; they are home. So it's just terrible. Well, I didn't want to say thank God for everything and keep safe out there. So until we meet again, hopefully this evening, because I'm trying to test my system. We have, we experience some problem, but this evening we might be on again late evening with Jake and also Frank, our brother in Liberia. At that time they will be sleeping, but we want to say join us and let's have this discussion. So until we meet again, hopefully next week, sorry, this week Friday, that will be another segment of the Redemption Hour. Have yourself a God bless day. And don't forget to like, follow, and share the page. Bye from our end.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.